The Texas rig. This is probably one of the most commonly used rigs in bass fishing. If you guys don't know what the Texas rig is and you don't know how to do it, make sure you get hip to it right now. This is gonna be a rig that you're gonna fish the majority of your soft plastics with. It's a go-to when it comes to bass fishing. So let's get right into this. I'm gonna make it easy for you guys. You're gonna be an expert by the end of this video. So for the Texas rig, you guys are gonna need two things. You're gonna need a soft plastic and you're gonna need a hook. Now, there is a specific hook that you need to use for rigging up a Texas rig. There are a couple different options. I'm gonna put two in front of you guys because these are the two most commonly used. So the two hooks I have here in front of me are the main hooks used for Texas rigging. They are known as a worm hook. There are two different styles of a worm hook. This one right here is known as the offset worm hook. This one is typically used in straighter baits like a 𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗶 or a ribbon-tail worm. And the next one that we have here is known as an EWG worm hook. EWG stands for extra wide gap hook. This hook right here is more commonly used in creature baits, craws, things like that. It doesn't matter which one you have, you can use both these hooks in any kind of bait. It comes down to personal preference, but they do benefit in certain scenarios. But let's talk about how to rig it up. Right here I have my favorite ribbon tail worm. This is the 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗹 by Biospawn. So the first way we're gonna rig the Texas rig is going to be with a worm. And we're gonna pair this up with the offset worm hook. So this is kind of what I was talking about when it comes to fishing a straight hook with a straight bait. As you guys can tell that the back of the offset worm hook is almost just as straight as the worm. This is gonna benefit you when it comes to rigging up a Texas rig with this bait. So let's rig up the Texas rig. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take the hook in one hand and we're gonna take the soft plastic in the other. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that hook and we're gonna just stick it through the top of the bait. I'm only gonna go about 1 centimeter in there, just like this. So as you guys can see, I just stuck it through the top of the bait. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this hook from the tip all the way to the offset of the hook. So I'm just gonna grab the point, pull that bait all the way up to the cut of that hook. So now what we're gonna do now that we're here is we're gonna twist the worm hook backwards. So we're gonna go like this, twist it around and push it up into that cut of that hook. So now we are looking like this. So now all we have to do is line up where that hook is going to fit and just tuck it through the bait just enough to get that tip of that hook through. So as you guys can see, the worm is almost perfectly sitting straight on that hook. So there you go. There you guys have it. See how the back of the hook lines up straight with that worm. That's a really, really good fit. This is going to allow this worm to get in and out of cover. It's gonna keep it weedless and it's gonna have no problem getting in that fish's mouth when it bites and you set that hook, because that hook is going to be exposed when you make that hook set. So there's the first way to rig up a Texas rig with the offset worm hook. Now we're gonna put this down and we're gonna pick up a different bait and show you guys how to do it with the EWG hook. I'm gonna go ahead and just use one of these craws. I like to use these saw craws a lot. All right, so we have the saw craw. I like to use an EWG with the saw craw. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna take the EWG now. Again, just to show you guys, just 1 centimeter through the top of that bait. Grab the bottom of the hook, run it all the way to the cut. Twist the hook around, and then just tuck it through the front of the bait. Every time that you do this, it's going to allow that hook to sit straight in that bait and it's going to keep it weedless, and you guys are you're gonna love this rig. It's gonna change the way that you bass fish. If you guys are beginners or you're just new to bass fishing, this will make a worlds of a difference when it comes to fishing soft plastics. Now to spice it up a little bit, when you tie this guy on there, if you would like, you can put a bullet weight up there so that it weights your bait down. Make sure you put the bullet weight on the line first. It's going to sit on top of the hook like that, and it's just gonna add weight to your bait. But that's all there is to it. You guys can fish a weighted Texas rig. You can fish just a Texas rig as is with just a hook if you're fishing a bait like a 𝗙𝗍. There's many different scenarios where you guys can use a Texas rig, and it's going to change the way that you bass fish. So there you guys have it. That's a Texas rig. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Tight Lines. If you are interested in learning more about fishing, consider hitting that subscribe button, and I'll see you later.